Al Jazeera senior political analyst, joins us now via Skype from Paris. It's a name that Palestinians know very well and a leader that they respect. He's got a very tough job to do if he's going to be a negotiator while he's still in Gaza.
Yes, absolutely. It's a huge challenge and it's a huge responsibility, especially at a time of war, I should say at a time of genocide against his own people, while he is resisting or hiding in the tunnels in Gaza. But there's one thing about Sinwar that I'm not sure you missed in your list of things about him to really get to know him. It's very important to recall the last 6 years, from 2017 to 2023, until when the October 7 attack happened. For 6 years, he was basically the ruler. He governed Gaza. Gaza was a well-run machine. Some people argue it was better run than the West Bank under the Palestinian Authority, in the sense of everything from water and sewage and electricity to security and order, education, medical, and so on and so forth. So here you had a leader of a strip of more than 2 million people, basically under Israeli siege, and yet it was basically functioning so well that even Prime Minister Netanyahu thought that this could be a good thing for Israel, and he actually spoke in his own cabinet in favor of supporting Hamas in Gaza against the Palestinian Authority in Ramallah. Little he knew that Sinwar was not, going to be satisfied with simply ruling over an open-air prison, and that his entire program was one of liberation, freedom for Palestine, a full sovereignty for Palestine, and the return of the refugees, which of course are, most of the inhabitants in Gaza.
And of course, it has to be said, Marwan, that one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. It's something that the Israelis really can't get their heads around, and nor can many, you might say, European capitals. They never have really with Hamas, have they?
Well, if you remember, well, we don't remember necessarily, but clearly, much of the Jewish underground back in the 1940s was called terrorists by the British mandate. And of course, they called themselves freedom fighters, while in fact they were colonizers. But be that as it may, this whole poisonous term, terrorism, doesn't really tell us much. Actually, it obfuscates more than it clarifies in so many ways. But yes, now he is sort of the devil incarnate for Israel. For the past 10 months, the Netanyahu government has worked on the character assassination so brilliantly that now he's known in the world as, some form of a new Hitler of some kind, whereby never since the Holocaust have, Israel been beaten the way it was on October 7 because of the kind of operation that Sinwar led. But once again, as it's known again in all spheres of life, there is action and reaction. And what happens in Gaza is a total reaction to the Israeli occupation. People in Gaza are resistant, they are steadfast, they are defiant, notably by the election of Sinwar, in reaction to Israeli occupation, genocide, and the assassination of Haniya. So you could say that the election of Sinwar has come as a reactions. Reactions in general are not strategies, right? I mean, they are reactions. And in so many ways, so much that happens to the Palestinians comes, in fact, as a reaction to Israeli continuous repression, oppression, occupation, illegal settlement, colonization, and, as of late, war crimes and genocide. And the reactions by the Palestinians is electing a very defiant, very steadfast leader who spent many years in Israeli jails, and who today, after 10 months of unraveling genocide, remains or is even more popular among Palestinians than before.
Well, we'll leave it there for now. It's been good to get your analysis on the current developing news story. Marwan Bishara there, Al Jazeera senior political analyst.